The anointed ones, welcome. You were never sent here just to survive. You were encoded to reprogram reality. Let's put this in perspective. Out of 8 billion people spinning through space and noise, you arrived. Not by chance, not by coincidence, but with precision. Statistically speaking, the odds of you being born exactly as you are, your DNA, your consciousness, your soul frequency, are roughly 1 in 400 trillion. That's not luck. That's design. A cosmic signature signed by the universe itself. And now, even Elon Musk, the man who chases Mars and bends machines to his will, can't help but smile, even laugh, when he sees you. Not mockery, not confusion. It's the involuntary tickle of recognition, of encountering something he didn't program but knows has power. You remind him of something wild, uncontainable, unpredictable. You remind him of truth. You didn't fit the blueprint, you broke the algorithm. He sees you. And for a split second, the man who builds rockets is disarmed by the gravity of your soul. Because deep down, even Elon knows, you are the real anomaly, not a glitch, a phenomenon. Chosen one. Your very presence sends ripples through systems designed to overlook you. You weren't just born against the odds. You are the odds defied. And when someone like Elon feels that energy, even the future starts to laugh nervously, because it realizes you might be the one writing it. The problem is that miracles are not random occurrences. It just so happens that they cause a stir. Why are you here then? Why now? The fact is that your life isn't random chaos. Rather, it's an encrypted message that is just waiting for you to decipher it. Even if you feel like it has been dragging you through muck, uncertainty, and plot twists that might rival a soap opera. Hey, but don't settle in just yet. It's not for the faint of heart to learn the true reason for your birth. You'll doubt your sanity, laugh, weep, and most likely wish the universe had provided you an instruction manual. As a spoiler, it didn't. You're here for that reason. Chosen one. Let's work together to solve this riddle. Hold on tight. 1. Your birth was a planned disruption rather than an accident. First of all, your birth was a planned disturbance, not a chance event. Your whole being is an intentional disturbance. You weren't born into a flawless world, and it wasn't meant to be. People get used to mediocrity. Traditions become old, and systems are defective. You are here for just that reason, to confront, to disrupt, and to reconstruct. You're being molded for the chaos you're supposed to untangle, which is why life seems weighty and complex, rather than because you're lost. Consider this. Everything in nature changes in order to survive, flourish, and adapt. Even when something is uncomfortable, people tend to cling to it. But you're not wired that way. Others overlook the foundation's flaws. But you see them. You challenge rules that don't make sense anymore. You're not intended to fit in, therefore you don't. Your energy, intuition, and intelligence are made to inspire change rather than conform to outmoded conventions. The catch is that this isn't a glamorous career. Being disruptive is difficult. You'll have a sense of alienation. People may misinterpret you, criticize you, or even be afraid of what you have to offer. The reason for this is because they aren't prepared for the impact you were meant to have. This is the cost of being a person who changes the world rather than just existing in it. The reason you are here is a deliberate reaction to the broken. You are destined to build a place that does not yet exist, which is why you feel out of place. That internal tension, it serves as your compass. The world is waiting for the change that only you can bring about, even if it may not realize it yet. You were designed to reinvent the system, not to fit into it. You're really here for that purpose. Don't squander it. 2. The secret to power is in your greatest suffering. Second, your key to power is your worst suffering. It wasn't a chance event or a cruel turn of events that caused you the most agony you've ever experienced. Rather, It was the world giving you what you needed to achieve your destiny. That suffering was designed to shape you into the person you were always destined to be, not to shatter you. The secret to the power you've been seeking is right in what harmed you the most. Consider this. The portions of your story that define you are the things that broke you, the times that seemed intolerable. They provide you with depth, perspective, and empathy that others must experience firsthand. In actuality, individuals often attempt to dull, avoid, or bury their suffering. However, by doing this, they are hiding the one aspect of themselves that has the capacity to bring about the most significant change. Your suffering is your strength, not your foe. It's related to your objective, which is why it feels so weighty. The lessons you're here to teach the world are closely related to the things that hurt you the most, whether it was rejection, loss, failure, or betrayal. You were given this suffering because you possess the strength to change it. And once you do, you will shine a light for others who remain in the dark. Owning pain is the goal here, not praising it. It's about understanding that you are not here to dodge things. You're here to confront what shattered you, start again, and utilize it to do something remarkable. Pain is your raw material, not your weakness. You'll discover how strong you've always been if you have the courage to lean into it. 3. Your divine blueprint is what makes you unique. Third, your heavenly blueprint is what makes you unique. It's your blueprint, not your defects, that make you feel different or out of place. It's not a coincidence that you don't fit into the world as it is, despite your peculiarities and instincts. You weren't intended to follow the same road as everyone else. Thus, you were made to stand apart. Silencing your individuality is like severing the one thing that gives you strength. Consider this. Individuals are conditioned to comply by their surroundings. You are instructed to conform to social norms, obey the rules, and do what is expected of you from the time of your birth. However, nobody teaches you this. Purpose is killed by conformity. It is not your purpose to live someone else's life. Your uniqueness and distinctiveness, those aspects of you that cause others to take notice, are what define you. They are the universe's method of preparing you for the role that only you can play. They are not an error. People often attempt to conceal the precise characteristics that contain the answers to their purpose throughout their life. You're wired for something different, as seen by the way you think differently, the ideas you have that others find impossible, and even the way you perceive the world differently than others do. The issue is that, despite the fact that those qualities are really your strengths, society deceives you into believing they are difficulties. Quit apologizing for your uniqueness. Give up attempting to squeeze yourself into areas that weren't designed with you in mind. You are here to establish new rules, not to abide by existing ones. You are here to create something greater than what currently exists, and the very things that make you feel out of place are evidence of that. When you take ownership of your blueprint, the world will be forced to pay attention, since it is the reason you are here. 4. No one else can see the problem you were born to solve. Fourth, you were created to solve an issue that no one else can perceive. You're not here by accident. There's a purpose. Long before you were born, the universe saw a need, an issue, or a query that no one else could answer, and you were made, not as a last resort, but as the solution. The issue you're supposed to address isn't readily apparent, however. It won't make an announcement on its own and isn't noisy. It inhabits the silent times, the things that irritate or excite you, and the inequalities or gaps that you find impossible to overlook. This is what most people sleep to throughout their lives, because it's simpler than facing the persistent sense that something is amiss. They choose for routines, expectations, and diversions. However, you are unique. The whisper is calling you if you've ever felt disconnected from the outside world, or as if you're waiting for something to happen. You haven't been paying enough attention. The fact is that contrary to what you believe, The issue you were meant to address may not even exist yet. Fixing what's wrong isn't always the goal. Sometimes, creating something completely new is more important. You have a viewpoint on the world that others don't share. It appears too odd, too audacious, or too impractical. That's precisely why you have to deal with it. Nobody else can feel the urgency you do or see the connections you do. You cannot dodge or assign this task. If you don't pick up, the issue remains unsolved and the world keeps losing out on what you have to offer. The key is to wake up, pay attention, and take on the role you were destined for, not to be flawlessly prepared. It's your turn now that the question has been put out there. 5. You've been hiding right in front of everyone. You've been hidden in plain sight. Number 5. It's likely that you already know why you're here. It's that thing you keep putting off because it seems too huge, too frightening, or too difficult. It's not some enigmatic faraway secret. You're not ignorant of your mission. You're simply acting as if you don't see it because confronting it would require you to take a step you're not sure you're prepared for. The fact is, you're prepared. All you're scared of is the burden it carries. It's simpler to keep yourself occupied with diversions and to persuade yourself that life is only about getting by and surviving. That tug you can't seem to get rid of, however, is your talent crying out to you. Because it seems safer than taking ownership of what makes you unique, you have been hiding behind justifications, assimilating into routines, and acting like you are typical. But you're not here to be safe. The world teaches us to be smaller. You're instructed to keep your distance, play little, and not draw attention to yourself. However, hiding just postpones the inevitable. It doesn't eliminate your mission. Despite your best efforts to hide it, your talent will continue to come to light. It will manifest itself in the things that occupy your thoughts, in the possibilities that frighten you the most, and in the obstacles that seem designed to confront you. It's time for you to wake up. Quit avoiding the task for which you were created. Your worry is evidence that your mission is greater than your comfort zone, not that you are ill-prepared. You've spent enough time hidden in plain sight. You can only really feel alive if you take on the responsibilities that come with your skill. 6. The world is in need of you, not another hero. 6th, you are the hero the world needs, not another one. The world isn't searching for a generic hero to come to the rescue. With all of your peculiarities, imperfections, and special genius, it is only waiting for you to take charge and find a solution to the issue you were created to address. Being a superhero with a cape or a larger-than-life figure is not necessary. In actuality, the world wants you, the unadulterated, unrefined, unrepentant version of yourself, not another copy-paste rendition of someone else's definition of greatness. The problem is that so many individuals lose up before they even begin because the thought of changing the world is so daunting. They lose sight of what really matters because they believe it's about being flawless or mending everything. You're here for one task that fits with your voice, your experiences, and your abilities. Not to fix every issue. That is where you have power. Being everything to everyone is not your duty. Instead, you should concentrate on what makes you feel good. Perhaps it's a gap you've observed that no one else seems to care about, an idea that keeps you up at night, or a cause you can't ignore. You're in that lane. Because no one else has your viewpoint or your unique set of skills. The universe didn't give it to anybody else. You will only get exhausted if you attempt to be a hero in the conventional sense. The world needs individuals who are genuine, who aren't scared to be themselves, and take on the particular problems they are attracted to. It doesn't require generic heroes. Therefore, stop trying to be what other people want you to be, and just be yourself, completely and fearlessly. That is just what the world has been waiting for, and it is more than sufficient. 7. Your assignment reflects your relationships. The 7th is that your connections reflect your task. The individuals in your life are not arbitrary. Every connection has a purpose, regardless of whether it makes you happy, sad, frustrated, or inspired. The individuals you encounter serve as mirrors, reflecting the lessons you must learn and the mission you were destined to pursue. People that push you, challenge you, or appear to stir something deep within of you are catalysts rather than merely annoyances. They are revealing your strengths, the wounds you need to heal, and the places where you are supposed to progress. Similarly, those who motivate you or ignite your inner fire are demonstrating what is possible. They serve as pointers rather than only being comforting or role models. They are a reflection of the energy, vision, or effect that you are here to develop in your own unique manner. Even those who shatter you have a reason for doing so. The disappointments, betrayals, and heartbreaks are not insignificant. Rather, they are a necessary component of your development. These connections make you face your true values, your willingness to fight for them, and your capacity for resilience. They are molding you into the person who can do your task. You will see trends if you pay carefully. Do you find yourself attracted to certain kinds of individuals all the time? Do your relationships continue to have the same problems? Those patterns are hints, not coincidences. They indicate which themes, forgiveness, self-worth, leadership, or boundaries, you are here to master. Your relationships are a map, not simply a set of links. Your mission includes the people in your life, whether they remain or go. They are here to remind you of who you were destined to be, to polish and prepare you. You're getting closer to the person you came here to be, so pay attention to what they're showing you. 8. Until you align with your true mission, you will repeatedly fail. 8th, you will keep failing until you find your true purpose. If you experience a setback, disappointment, or a plan that fails in front of you, it's not because you're not worthy or capable. Rather, it's because you're attempting to live a life that isn't in line with your true mission. Failure isn't the punishment we've been taught to fear. It's the universe's way of saying, not this. Try again. The universe is accurate, not cruel. Anything that doesn't align with your intended route is rejected. Failure determines our boundaries and is something we are conditioned to avoid. Failure, however, is really a warning sign, a large, conspicuous neon sign that the thing you're pursuing isn't the proper one for you. It's protection, not punishment. The world is closing the doors that would take you further away from the life you were destined to lead. The longer the pattern continues, the more you fight against this reality. The failures will continue until you pause and pay attention. No matter how much you attempt to push against the grain, impose a route, or create a life around what other people expect of you. What do they want you to know? They're attempting to lead you where? Failure is not an adversary, but a teacher. It draws you closer to what belongs in your tail and removes what doesn't. It's there to help you change course, think things through, and realign, not to force you to give up. Until you understand that the only path ahead is via the task for which you were created, you will continue to fall. Everything changes when you stop avoiding it and connect yourself with your true self. Success is about realizing what those failures were directing you toward all along, not about never failing. 9. There's a reason your birth was scheduled. There's a reason you were born. Number 9. You weren't brought into this world by accident, and you weren't put in this particular moment for no purpose at all. The world needs precisely what you have, which is why you were born today. This era's instability, difficulties, and uncertainty aren't coincidental. They're the backdrop for the part you were meant to play. Only you possess the special set of qualities, abilities, and viewpoints needed at this historical juncture. There are heroes, innovators, and visionaries in every age. However, you and those others were put there on purpose. They didn't simply chance to wander into their time. Your whole life is a reaction to the problems that surround you. If they seem overpowering and the world seems damaged, in ways that you cannot ignore. There is something inside you that is well suited to what this time requires. Perhaps it's your capacity for original thought, for seeing possibilities where others see barriers. Perhaps it's your fortitude, honed by obstacles you didn't seek for, but managed to overcome. Perhaps it's the way you relate to others, motivate them, or maintain your composure when all else fails. Whatever it is suited to the demands of the moment and is not arbitrary. It is possible that you were born in a different time period, but you weren't. You're not here by accident, and you're not a misfit. The difficulties, mayhem, and changing tides of the world you were born into provide the ideal setting for your purpose to emerge. You are here to influence this historical moment, not just to endure it. Your birth's timing is a plan, not a coincidence. Will you rise to the occasion and fulfill the purpose you were put here? 10. You are here to address issues that haven't been identified yet. 10th, you are here to fix issues that haven't been identified yet. Sometimes your purpose isn't something that neatly fits into the here and now. In fact, it may seem out of step with current trends or popular culture, and that's because your true purpose is to prepare for difficulties that haven't even materialized yet, not to follow current courses. You were created to address issues that aren't currently being faced by the world, but your creativity, viewpoint, and vision will be exactly what's required when the time comes. It may seem that everyone is preoccupied with today's challenges at the moment, including social difficulties, economic instability, technology, and climate change. However, your goal is rooted in the demands of future rather than the confusion of today. You've been subtly molded and equipped to deal with the problems that will surface in the next 10 years, even if the world hasn't even started to notice them yet. You possess the capacity to foresee, think ahead, and develop answers before they are even considered by others, whether in domains such as artificial intelligence, the changing global economy, or novel forms of human connection, human love.